I'm Rachel. I'm Diana.
I'm Patrick.
I'm James.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
And we're with the Government Relations Department at Child Care Resource Center. We're going to recap this year's California state budget process.
In January 2020, Governor Newsom introduced a state budget proposal demonstrating his commitment to expanding early childhood programs. In addition to increased funding for childcare and full-day preschool, the budget proposed to create a new Department of Early Childhood Development. The January proposal increased state reserves to $21 billion, and California was experiencing its historic 11th year of economic growth at the time.
Other than the unexpected new department proposal, everything continued as normal. ECE programs were running as usual, and the government relations team went on our annual trip to DC to advocate for expanded access to services. Then, on March 11th, the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus a pandemic.
A week later, the California State Legislature approved a $1 billion COVID-19 emergency response fund, and California was the first state to announce a stay-at-home order.
CCRC, like many child care agencies throughout the state, acted quickly during this COVID-19 pandemic. We began looking at ways we could continue to offer services to our child care providers through a virtual platform. We continued coaching and training, as well as home visits and our resource and referral services, all through a virtual platform. In addition, our advocacy shifted to this platform as well, and we began to conduct meetings with legislators and elected officials via Zoom and other webinar platforms.
The federal government was also quick to respond. They passed the CARES Act with $3.5 billion for the Child Care Development Block Grant.
In California, Governor Newsom declared childcare an essential service, and he gave the field $100 million.
$50 million of the 100 was for new vouchers, and then $50 million in partnership with CDE, California Department of Education, was for facilities, making sure that they're sanitary.
CCRC acted quickly to implement support services to providers who continued to serve children and families during the pandemic by hosting drive-through giveaways of supplies and PPE. As a result of our advocacy efforts, CCRC collected and distributed over 184,000 supplies. In addition, CCRC has enrolled 3,876 children of essential workers and awarded $3.3 million in stipends to providers thanks to the state funding we received in our service area.
The governor and legislature spent May and June negotiating this year's state budget, which looked dramatically different than the January budget proposal due to the unforeseen COVID-19 economic crisis. The final budget agreement provides support and protections for children, families, and child care providers. The budget includes continued funding for emergency child care spaces and cleaning supplies, stipends for subsidized child care providers, and ongoing funding for additional child care spaces. The budget rejected a proposed 10% cut to provider reimbursement rates and approved to move the administration of ECE programs to the Department of Social Services.
Although the state budget process has concluded, there is still more to be done. An accurate census count is crucial to make sure we receive adequate funding for our communities, including funding for Head Start programs. Voting in elections is also essential so representatives understand the issues that matter most to the people in their community. CCRC is working with community leaders to ensure a complete census count and encourage everyone to get out the vote.
CCRC would like to thank Governor Newsom and the legislature for recognizing the essential function of child care and child care providers. We know the budget process was especially difficult this year, and we are grateful that our representatives understand why it's a necessity to invest in early care and education programs during the pandemic. ECE programs are an essential service, and they are the key to economic resilience and recovery. We look forward to continue working with leaders at the state and federal level to keep child care programs open.
And that means that there has to be respect for the child care profession. If you want quality, affordable child care, we have to pay for it, we have to train for it, we have to establish standards. The outside mobilization is essential to any successful inside maneuvering on this.
CCRC is also extremely thankful to our legislative champions, including Senators Holly Mitchell and Connie Leyva. We're also thankful for our Assembly champions, and that's Speaker Anthony Rendon, as well as Assembly Member Eloise Gomez-Reyes and Assembly Member Kevin McCarty. Additionally, we'd like to thank all of our long-term advocacy partners for their continued support and work to advocate for children and families in the child development field. Now, in addition to our long-term partners, we receive a lot of support from new partners. Those include the Southern California Hospital Association, California Grocers Association, the California Chamber of Commerce. We also were receiving help from our unions, the United Food and Commercial Workers Union, as well as SEIU, United Health Workers Union. So thank you all for your support. We couldn't have done this without their help.
Please be sure to check out our website and social media for ways to advocate and stay informed. For more information, please visit ccrcca.org.